It is around 11:30 p.m. and we are at the ferry terminal in Bella Bella. So the ferry is just maneuvering to dock at the terminal, and I should be disembarking very soon. Good morning, and welcome to day 2 of my trip between Calgary and Bella Bella. So this morning, I drove from the hotel in Vancouver to here at Horseshoe Bay. So this is where the ferry terminal is. It was about 27 kilometers. The consumption was 7.3 kilometers per kilowatt hour. The Kona's battery went from 68% to 62%. So it's a pleasant little drive. Let me show you around. So basically I'm in line, everyone's lined up, and we're all waiting to get on the ferry. This ferry sails at 8:45 a.m. and the advice is to come and wait in line about 2 hours to half an hour ahead of sailing time. So I'm here at 7:23, so I'm definitely on time. Alright, so we will just wait until they let us onto the big boat. Once I am in Nanaimo, the first thing I would like to do is to go do a bit of shopping. Mostly for groceries and basic necessities like rice, flour, and detergent. There is a grocery store in Bella Bella, but I've never been inside it, so I don't know exactly what items they have, and I don't know exactly how much they cost. What I suspect is items in Nanaimo would cost less for the same item in Bella Bella, so I'll go do a bit of grocery shopping.
A few moments later.
Okay, we're moving. It's 8:22, so I've waited here for about an hour. But here we go. I guess we're going on second floor, upper deck. It's been many years since I have taken the ferry. I think the last time was, I don't know, like 7 years ago or 8 years ago. All right, here we are. Thank you. And we're on the ship. Awesome. Now, the trick is to remember where you are parked, because this ship is massive and there are lots of cars. You gotta remember where you parked your car, or else you're gonna be running around looking for your car when it's time to disembark. So, I am at deck 4. Deck 4, okay. All right, the ferry has started sailing. So it started moving at 8:45, exactly on time. So that's good. It's gonna take about 2 hours to go from Vancouver, Horseshoe Bay to Nanaimo. So as you can see, the boat is moving actually rather fast. I don't know how many knots, but this is faster than I thought it would go. Alright, I'm at the very front of the ship. Oh, it's a lot of wind. Oh, it's a lot of wind. Oh, okay, I can't stay out here for very long. But the Kona's actually just over there. It's down there. Yeah, let's go back. All right, we have arrived in Nanaimo. Okay, so I got off the ferry and I'm gonna go do some shopping. Once I'm done shopping, we will start our trip north to Port Hardy. All right, I did all the shopping I have to do in Nanaimo and it's time to head north. I am going to go to a town called Courtenay or Courtenay. I'll have the spelling here. I don't know how to pronounce it, but they have an on-the-run charge over there, which is up to 150 kilowatts. So the Kona can receive full speed right there. It's about 100 kilometers from here, and we're starting with 55% battery. Welcome to Courtenay. I think that's how it's pronounced. But anyway, the Kona is here, plugged into the on-the-run charger, and it's charging. So currently the charging speed is 53 kilowatts. That's because the battery minimum temperature when we arrived is only 23. It will heat up in a moment to 25, and then we should get close to 70 kilowatts. So let's see if that happens. So for this trip from Nanaimo to here, it is around 100 kilometers. The battery when we arrived was at 28%, and the consumption was 5.8 kilometers per kilowatt hour. So the highway is uphill and downhill, so that makes the consumption a little bit higher. But generally speaking, we're doing pretty well. Okay, this is pretty awesome. 72 kilowatts. I'm sure the battery temperature has reached 25 degrees of battery minimum. So now it is operating at full speed. Something else I really like about On the Run, other than the fact that, I mean, these are free. Just look at that total cost. Nothing. Zilch. Is that, they have the gas station here and they have the convenience store plus bathroom. Whenever you're charging here, there's a bathroom over there. Basically, a lot of DC fast chargers don't come with bathrooms nearby, so this is definitely appreciated. Something else is pretty awesome is here you've got the windshield cleaning equipment. You have garbage recycling, and the most impressive of all, I haven't really seen these at charging stations, is a vacuum. Now, it is paid, it is not free, but it is there, and I've never really seen a vacuum at charging stations. So yeah, so On the Run is pretty awesome, but again, like I said yesterday, these ones are free right now. So during a busy weekend, you just really got to check the app to see if it's occupied, because people flock to free chargers. But this one is empty right now, and I'm pretty happy. The next charging stop I'm planning to stop at is a small town called Woss, so W-O-S-S. Again, I'm not too sure how to pronounce it, but I've never been here. So that place is about 185 kilometers away from here, and we're gonna charge up to 75% just when the charging speed dips. So if we keep up the consumption, we should use around 50% battery. So we'll arrive with 25%, and that's plenty. So I'll keep charging, and we'll see you in Woss. I am about 30 minutes away from the town of Woss, which is our next charging stop. And I realized something. Port Hardy is about 160 kilometers away, and my vehicle, the Kona Electric, predicts that I can definitely get there with range to spare. So right now the Kona is telling me that I have enough battery to go 190 kilometers. So what that means is, if the car is right, then I can get to Port Hardy on a single charge with 30 kilometers to spare. That sounds pretty good, right? I can just skip the charging stop and go directly to Port Hardy. And this is where I need to tell you that you should never trust the GOM or gasometer or the range estimation of your electric vehicle. Just my personal opinion, I think any EV outside of the Tesla vehicles do not have an accurate enough range estimator for you to trust it. Now, just my personal opinion, but I think it is true. So what I need to do right now is to sanity check myself with a little bit of math, and I need to look at consumption. So my current consumption is 5.5 kilometers per kilowatt hour, and my battery is at 48%. So if I make the calculations, I know that I cannot make it. I would actually run out of juice before I make it. And by making it, I don't mean arrive with 0%. That's not safe enough. I mean at least arrive with 5%. If I do the math, it does not work. I cannot make it there. However, my car is telling me that, oh, it's absolutely okay, there's no problem. So this is why you never trust the range estimation, and even if you drive a Tesla under very difficult situations or very close calls, you have to sanity check yourself with some calculations using the battery capacity that you have and the distance you need to go along with your consumption. Then you can figure out with your current consumption whether or not you can make it. And according to my calculation, I cannot, but my car tells me that I can. So there you go. Welcome to Woss. So this is a very small place, but it has charging stations better than a lot of places. Let's walk through their charger selection. So we have one level 2 charger. This is a very standard flow level 2 charger. And then we have DC fast charger number 1, 50 kilowatts, and then DC fast charger number 2, also 50 kilowatts. I'm plugged into this one on the right side, and it's currently giving me the expected speed, which is just under 50 kilowatts. So that's as much as this charger can give. This one, however, has something quite interesting on its display. I don't know what language it is, but I cannot read it. So there could be two possibilities. One is that this charger is actually down. It will not work, it will not charge. The other possibility is the display is malfunctioning. So what I'm gonna do is, after I finish charging there, I'm just gonna plug into this one and see if it will still provide a charge. Because if it can still charge, it's not absolutely necessary that the display is working. I arrived with 33% battery, and the distance from Courtenay to here is 182 kilometers. The consumption ended up being 5.7, which is a little bit high, but the road is just, again, uphill, downhill, so that increases consumption. And when I had data, I asked Google what the wind speed is, so it's at 24 kilometers wind coming from the northwest, which means this entire way I'm driving against headwind. So all of these makes the consumption a little bit higher, but 5.7 still not bad, especially you have a couple of chargers. So I have tried out this charger with the gibberish on the screen. It's not working. So what happened is, if I activate the charger by either using the card or through the app, the start button will flash. which is a normal response. But as soon as I plug it into my car, then nothing happens. Usually a flow charger, once you plug it in, it will spin up the fans. So the fans will go, and then the charger goes click, 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 click to initiate the charging test. But none of that happened. So I've called the number, and they've submitted a ticket. So hopefully they send someone out here to fix it. It's good that there's a second charger as a backup, but want to just make sure all the chargers are working. Well, I've been here for a little bit. The Kona's still charging. I went to that convenience store over there, just behind the trees, and got myself a tea. Nice hot tea on a long trip. It's always pleasant. So let's take a look at how much we charged to. We're charged to 68%. Basically, from here to Port Hardy, there's only 105 kilometers. Which means for the Kona, around 40% battery should be fine. However, this is a free charger. So the more charging I do here, the less charging I have to pay for in Port Hardy if I need to charge. Basically, once I get to Port Hardy, then it's really just a ferry's ride to Bella Bella. Yeah, so I'm gonna have some tea, eat something, and keep charging until I'm done eating and drinking tea. And then we will go to Port Hardy. Welcome to Port Hardy. This is the destination for today. Another day of travel, but the driving is not as long as yesterday. So this last leg of the trip, which is from Woss to here, Port Hardy, is 105 kilometers, and the consumption is 5.9 kilometers per kilowatt hour. It's still a little bit high consumption for summer, but not as bad. So for today, I have driven 425 kilometers. The consumption for the whole day is 5.8 kilometers per kilowatt hour. Now here on the island, Vancouver Island, the road is very hilly, up and down, and that, compared to a flat road, needs a lot more energy. Hence why our consumption is a little bit higher. But charging is plentiful, and that's what makes this trip possible. I am at the BC Hydro, DC fast chargers here. There are two stations, one of which is a regular 50 kilowatt DC fast charger, and this one's working. Now let me go around to this side and show you the second station. So this one's quite special. I think construction was just done here, and this charger is not online yet. Now this is 100 kilowatts. This is actually not the end of my trip. The destination is Bella Bella, not Port Hardy. Now for the Kona and myself, Bella Bella is one ferry ride away. So next time I come back, we will be going to the ferry and heading to Bella Bella. Welcome back. So today is the day that I take the ferry from Port Hardy to Bella Bella. Let me show you this special place. As you can see, this is the blade of a wind turbine. I will put a picture up and just to show you how big this blade is compared to the car. The ferry terminal is only about 10 minutes from here, so it's not that far away. I've charged the Kona up to around 92% battery, so a combination of both DC fast charging at the BC Hydro here at Port Hardy and using a couple of their level 2 chargers. All right, let's go to the ferry terminal and get on the boat. I went through the toll booth and we're in the lineup for the ferry. So, you know, that's a pretty big boat out there. Somehow, to my mind, I thought this is gonna be a smaller ferry, but it's a big boat. All right, same story as at the ferry terminal in Vancouver. We're just gonna wait until they let me on. Oh, here we go into the belly of the beast. Yeah, this boat looks a lot bigger up close. Wow. Okay, here we go. Hello.
Once this red car's out of the way, same thing. Turn around up front here and then back down towards the left.
Okay, towards the left.
Turn around like that and then back in.
Okay. The boat is moving. We have left port and we're going from Port Hardy to Bella Bella. Well, that's for me. Seems like this particular ferry goes to many different ports along the coast of BC. But yeah, my stop is Bella Bella. From Port Hardy to Bella Bella, it's probably gonna take about 6 hours. I'm expected to get to Bella Bella and land at around 11 p.m. I think it may be close to midnight when that happens. Well, I'm gonna have to find something for myself to do during that time. There is a cafeteria on board, and seems like there's a nice enough selection of food. So if I'm hungry, I'll get some food. Yeah, look at this. This is the ocean. This is the ocean. This is not a familiar sight for me living in Alberta, but since I'm relocating for work on an island, this will be a familiar sight. I am actually in Bella Bella. It's so hard to believe, but I am actually here. Oh, this is the destination of this long trip. So I still have a short distance to drive, about 2 kilometers to 3 kilometers, to the place where I'll be staying. And only take a few more minutes. So I am here. I am actually here. This is Bella Bella. All right, finally reached the destination of this trip. I thought I would shoot this conclusion part not in pitch darkness, so here we are. This is the end of this road trip with my Kona Electric, and it's a total of around 1,400 kilometers in terms of driving. Now the total drive took 2 days, but it's still a lot for just a single person. And luckily, I didn't have much in terms of charger trouble. All the charging stations basically worked as expected, and that was very pleasant. If you want to see a video where we did have a little bit of charging trouble, click here, where we went from Calgary to Winnipeg in 1 day, and those Petro Canada chargers did give us some problems. If you like what we do, give us a thumbs up, and my name is Solomon. We'll see you on the next one.